yo mumabiribya emukamuhulikerera nekuno eyikabya yikalebereraya ebyemendere okushomba ruhano omwakitsweke kyerwenzori ngokumwana mabiriowa niyo ime ekiru kyemunabwire government eritsuka omwaka ow'esyangu 2021 erihika n'omwaka ow'esyangu 2023 government muyabya eyikatekaho muyabya ikakora agreement hayima ne company eye Global Security bamabi ibakakanaya and habye ehakabyaho esya number plates esya bakebya bakateka okusyangumbali esiri omuhangali Uganda kino mukyasaho ahanyuma okake omusamalire wekinemba ekikyerwenzori TV abandu esyankunukuno omuhangali neri Uganda babere bakatindibwa nabo bakenda okusya bodaboda mwamabya emukene bukaho hanyuma hokake mutu abitukaferawa ya omwendi abiriga onabya MP oyukatwara abandu abo mwakitsweke kyarua municipality mwabinya kasuribawa nabojo ababya okwa pichipichi naremurasa mwabinya kakwiraho tumabitukaferawa nomushakuru ya Kawes Andrew naye mwabinya katusiba wako omwakikorwa icyane kimerere kandi mutu abituka ferawa no mwana wa oyuketaba wa mwa Jeno Katumba Wamala ono ni minister oyukahambangana okubya works and transport omuhangale no Uganda naye mubabya emotoka yikuwewe it was sprayed with guns gun bullets chabya ichikiha obumezi obumwana okuwewe ya Brenta Nantongo hayimana bodyguard okuwewe mubabya ibakarusibawa omwabumezi obwe ekiho kino mukyabya ekikaleka omwembembeti wiri hangale no Uganda owekitsumbe Yoweri Kaguta Museveni mwabinya karai aka addressinga erihangala nwaka kaniria abatakandura nebirihanga and a government yabaritaka homerengu yosi erangerende bamabya ebakateka okushungumbali esyo muhangari Uganda ngokubaka teka ku esya number plates esyo sikabya sikawaticha aba traffic officers nerangerende ebeseda kandi nabikorwa ngebyo byamabya ebikakibawa ekiru kyemunabwire tukabya etukalebaya mbeno government eribya ikarwayo nerikanganiende yikendeteka okushebuli ngumbali syosi esiri omuhangale no Uganda esya matoka hayimanisha pichipichi ende babye ebakateka ku esya number plates seno siri digital ahawangabye ukaenda naro babibana kukwemire mbeno kino kinamwendebya ekikaki haya okwa munyobano owabojo ababirebya bakakolesha esya pichipichi narebya ibaka hutangala yabandu narebya nabandi ibakakwa bwana ndugu Afande, there is a question here. Government came out with an agreement with security. Exactly, security. Will this cause an impact in curbing down the assailants who used to use motorcycle? And we see in 2021, 2023, we lost many people here in Uganda, including Abiriga, as well as Andrew Kawes. He was also shot down using these motorcycle assailants. Even Kirumira was gunned down, Muhammadi. Will this curb down crime rates on our roads in Uganda?
Accidents and all of that.
Exactly.
First of all, let us talk about the digital number plates.
Yes.
What are they? Uganda started with these digital number plates. It started with government vehicles.
Yes.
They first registered government vehicles so that we try them out.
Yes.
Of recent, a few weeks ago, they have registered private vehicles. They've started registering private vehicles.
Yes.
Now we are going on motorcycles. Why are we using these digital number plates?
Exactly.
It has a chip. There is something like a chip, like a SIM card. When they give you that number plate, they give you that secret SIM card or that secret chip and you put it there.
Yes.
Even though you are not register your vehicle or your motorcycle, still the government can still trace. Because you find that number plate is connected with your motor vehicle engine.
Okay.
If you remove it, meaning that your vehicle, your motorcycle can no longer move. Why did they introduce this number plate? First of all, in this world, digital world, you will no longer see me on the road at the traffic officer. we have cameras. We have put cameras in different places.
Yes.
Meaning that if you commit an offense, our cameras themselves can give you an express penalty ticket. Rather than employing 100 traffic officers on the road to look for someone in Kasese who has an excess. First of all, how do we get these number plates? First of all, these people with already number plates.
Yes.
Like me, I already have my BB. Then there is another one who has a UAS. There is this one. Now there are other number plates which are already saturating in the system.
Okay.
To get a new that number plate replacement, the government have subsidized. You are going to pay 150,000 shillings.
Okay.
That is for a motor vehicle. If you have a motorcycle, we have these motorcycles which are still moving on the road. They paid a long time ago. We shall note those people will pay 50,000.
Okay.
So that for the replacement. I'm hearing for the new number plates, those people who are getting for the first time, I think they increase it on the when you're buying a vehicle or when you're getting a new number plate. It's 700,000 shillings.
Okay.
And per now, remember, there is this time I come to Mr. Masedeka, I say I want a vehicle, I buy a vehicle from you, I've not transferred into my names. To get this number plate, you must be having a national ID and you must be having a TIN. A TIN is a tax identification number. Because by now there have been scenarios. You find me, I've bought a vehicle from Kakuru, Kakuru has sold it to Masedeka, Masedeka has sold it to Nwajida, Nwajida has sold it. You find it in a series of people.
Yes.
It has never been transferred. But now even the other person when you are buying, he will give you a paper. Go and get a logbook.
Yes.
Those logbooks were removed. Now we have also digital logbooks.
Okay.
If you buy something, they will put your logbook on your email. They no longer give you that hard copy of the logbook.
Yes.
But now I encourage people, if you buy any vehicle or if you sell any vehicle, make sure it is transferred into someone's name or is transferred from your names to Baluku's name, that person who is owning it.
Yes.
Why should we do that? Because if you sell me the Nwajira, a vehicle, and it's still in Masedeka's names, if I'm traveling and I do, let me say that I've violated the traffic lights, that ticket will go directly to Masedeka. When it's me, Nwajira, who has committed an offense. Why do we want that tax identification number? They will go directly, cut your money from the other side. You find Baruku you are paying for Nwajira. Why? Because of not transferring
The name.
the ownership.
Yes.
Even per now, it's criminal not to transfer a vehicle from your names into. If I say your name and you don't transfer from your names to my names, it's criminal.
Okay.
You'd be charged for failing to transfer ownership.
Yes.
Then second, like if there is theft or there is a hit and run accident, we have these cameras. If you have been seeing like, we have what we call NPL cameras. As you are going to Nyamwamba, that camera that crosses the road, that have, as long as you are passing, it's taking photos. It's not for fun.
Okay.
That thing is
It has a sensor. It can
has a
sense.
sensor. It can get the number plate. Even we can get the faces of those people.
Okay.
But those criminals have been knowing, no, I'm going to approach you, know. These thugs work with,
true.
they move with the modern society. If you say, hey, the camera is the other side, let me follow the number plate a little bit, he tilts it. So that when the camera is getting, it doesn't pick directly the real number plate. Okay. But with this digital number plate, that chip, as long as you're approaching it, it will know that, no, this motorcycle belongs to. You have been hearing these people who have been stealing. Me to convince the investigation. After stealing, I know that I picked a vehicle from Masedeka. I will dump the motorcycle there. After dumping it there, the only thing when we reach there, what we look for, who owns this motorcycle?
Exactly.
Go to URA, where they register these vehicles, and find out who owned this motorcycle, who owned this vehicle. But now you'll find, I'm starting with Masedeka. Who sold that motorcycle in 2010? Of which the person who is owning it in 2024. You find our investigation is lagging behind. Then there is the grace period for facing these number plates. For how long will it take so that we are going into the digital number plates? Sure. First of all, we are into sensitization. We want the community, we want the public to first know the benefits and the advantages of having these new number plates. Then second, we have started with government vehicles. Within a few days, all government vehicles will already be registered with these new number plates. Then after, we are going into the digital. We are phasing it, it's a process. But time will come and find you are fined because of, like, remember when you were growing up, there is this vehicle with UCE, this big number plate, 222 AAA. There are some vehicles which are there. But if you find that vehicle when you get it, now we arrest them. So that they go and register and they get the new number plates so that they can go in the system of the government. Most of those vehicles, those with big number plates, we can no longer get them. They have logbooks of the other. But the digital logbooks, they don't have. If you have that number plates, even though when we are in this series of UB, UAS, when you have that old vehicle, if you go to URA, they inspect your vehicle, then they give you the current number plate.
Oh, wasinja omusyakuru ime eribya ukatusoborera okomwatse owahambangene na digital number plates. Omusamaliri owechenemba Rwenzoris TV eriendenga tasa kukangania hobeke ebyamabya inyakaminyisa ya afande amabinyaka kangana ya ende wamabya wote motoka erengo mwamena wa masereka wemwe ulyenga bwambala utolere eri neryo iwabyo kalhendura eri olya masereka iri abirikeruaho nange motoka yabika bya registered omwamena wa bwambala kuduwa mabirulyayo wa masereka ematoka nawo ni ya bwambala kangule amena wa masereka enyabya esyangata sakoro endi niwe munye motoka wamenda mbere nerukolesha amena iwulya urayo chikaminyisa ende bamakuhamba ukendi paka unimukoleshe ukendi byukathuwa masereka kande na motoka abiri bukawura yayi nekinde amabya enyakatusoborera ende obutuku bukendi hika esyo motoka esisisira omihanga leno Uganda sekendebe is registered omwa eskebe isire kwesya number plate esire digital why kino bakabe bakakikora ende babye ibakakihaya okwasya road accidents kande nabo ababirienda mbere nerikolesya esya pikipiki syanabe ngokungaru nabiri kukanganiaho tukatsuke program eno and mutu abitu kaferawa abandu tetete omihanga leno Uganda ariko makwamana naba assailants Arabia baka atakinga aisha kunukuno esere oma government ngoko nganali abe enga kusoberara afande amatasabi nyakatukangana ya ende ekindu kino kiwe kikendi twara butukubunane si kyende kolekebwa munabwire kikabe kikahwa grace period yangana twara even more than 5 years ngokwali abya inyakanyi soberara kandi nakinde afande amaenda mbere inyani mukangania ati ababa ute esyamatoka a digital number plate yekende bya eyikawura emitwaru 15 eyu oyu uti motoka ukende bukawura emitwaru 15 nabo bawutishe pichipichi ne mitwaru 5 emitwaru 5 iwo uti pichipichi ukende bya ukawura a digital number plate nerukande afande makata sende mbere inyani mukangania ati kinu ibunge government bakachikora in a way that ende bamabya ebakatekaho obutekane kundibwa ebeseda byaberebya ebekabya benene okwashambaru eshiri hangale muri Uganda kino cyabye kikaleke government yamabika rwayo narangerende bakatekaho engoleno eyikendi bika wetikaya omireducinga esya road accidents and criminals esekabya okushambaru afande ime ngendebya enenga kusaba there is a challenge. It so happened that maybe someone who owns a border may not afford that 50,000. What are you going to do for him?
You see, like these things of buying vehicles and motor vehicles, it's not owned by an ordinary person. Someone to afford to pay 6 million. I think a Bajaj Boxer now, it's at 6 million or 5.5. If you cannot secure your motorcycle being stolen at 50,000, meaning now, what are you doing? You have bought your vehicle because that number plate helps you. It's part of security.
Yes.
So that if that number plate is stolen and someone is driving it to Mhocha, as reaching Mhocha, he will remove the real number plates because we know that this number plate is for this vehicle is for Masereka. After removing, he can put another one, but still because of that chip, because that's digital. Still the system can still read and say, no, this number plate is not for this motorcycle or this motor vehicle. It's for this one. You can still get that motorcycle, apprehend it, and stop it. I think that money is not so much according to the price and securing your property. Then second, what I wanted to tell you,
Yes.
for these traffic offenses, we have, it's a shadow system where the traffic lights of Nakawa, this one of Ginger Road, they are doing the things of issuing tickets.
Okay.
As long as you passes, you have violated the traffic lights, it will issue. It is issuing on inconsiderate use of a motor vehicle, a few offenses, not on all. But per now, we are trying our system, our cameras.
Yes.
There is this traffic these people who drives people. Obusaja buliwa.
Yes.
Buli mukuona chi.
True.
Osi ayimiridewa. It's as if you are driving. You remember safety starts with me and you. You are not driving in Wajira, you are not driving the OC traffic where he is standing. But now those people have been asking Obusaja Uyemiridewa. I will see whether this time you will ask where is the camera standing, where is it positioned. As long as per now in this digital world we are in, at night people have been, these dangerous roaded vehicles,
Yes.
they always target, they say, no, traffic officer stops being on the road at 6.
Okay.
Then we have a few checkpoints at this because they know them. We have a checkpoint on, let me say Kadugara, there is another checkpoint in Mbarara.
Yes.
But now what they do, they say no. We are supposed to road at this night. When they are going to reach the checkpoint of Kadugara, they have where to pass and dodge that checkpoint. But per now we have these cameras which will be monitored 24/7 with these digital number plates. As long as they will see, then alert the front DPC. This vehicle is badly loaded or it is carrying unsuspected people. Put your 99 on the road so that you can arrest this person.
Okay.
That's how those number plates will be helping us. That's how they are good. I think 50,000.
It is not much.
It's not, according to me. I don't want to dictate for the people.
True. Then there is another challenge, Bwana Fande. You find some cars are overloaded. And when they approach your men, traffic officers who normally check them, you find these guys, these drivers, they are dropping something. These people don't even bother to check whether the tires are good, but they mind about something which is dropped onto them. What also do you talk about this?
That's one. You know, in an institution, police, Uganda police, we are more than 50,000 people. Policing the country.
Yes.
I know, I cannot refuse. We have these bad elements. And most especially when they are recruiting these police officers, we ask from the grassroots. From the chairman LSC1, he approves. Chairman LSC2, chairman LSC3, then the RDC. And most of the time, the community you look for, these people have failed. They are the one whom you want to bring police.
Yeah.
That one who has been praying matatu in town, that one who has been doing that, I cannot refuse. But the police is doing its work. We have an alert squad which is moving around so that it can check on the behavior of these people who are doing those wrong things.
Yes.
Secondly, us as supervisors, the OC traffic, the LRTO, we move around so that we can check on the behavior of these people. But I would encourage these people, as I've said, safety starts with me.
Yes.
If you're a passenger, I paid my 10,000, my 20,000, I'm going to Bwera. After paying my 10,000, my 20,000, they have brought other two people that are seated on my thighs. Why don't you fight for your rights? Get a phone, raise it, call me. Say, Afande, this vehicle, the way it's loaded. Secondly, you are approaching a checkpoint where the traffic officers are.
Yes.
You accepted to be removed, put on a motorcycle. After the checkpoint, they put you back when you have paid your money. But now you who have accepted to go on the motorcycle and pass the checkpoint, and they put you after. Of course, as I'm talking in the Rwenzoris East, we are 21 people who are policing this area. You find we are policing more than, let me say, 70,000 people.
Yes.
If you don't help us, as we may not, there is a slogan, police, help police to
Help you.
help you.
Yeah.
Let us be sensitive. Let us know our rights and we fight them. But I don't encourage these things of slowing. We every time talk to our people, every time we talk to our personnel so that they can change this behavior. Some of them have been uprooted. And per now, corruption is a two-way. You who is giving and the one who is receiving. You the driver who have come out, tempting my police office to give him 10,000 so that you can pass. If you are got, you will be arrested. Then me who is picking and putting it in my pocket will be arrested. Secondly, like these Mahango people where you find some on a motorcycle, they are putting 7 people. Someone is seated on a tank, he's riding as if he doesn't mind.
And he's carrying a person.
Now, the new law, if I get you, I will charge the rider for pillion riding more than 1 people. I will charge the passengers for accepting to be carried in a safe manner. You're a passenger, you're above 18, you have seen, you are seated behind, and the way you are holding another person who is in front of you, it's in a weird way. The new law also takes you. So that per now, we also be sensitive. You find the driver is being charged, and the passenger is being charged for accepting to be carried in a safe manner.
Yes, so Musa Maliri, our chinemba Rwenzoris TV, afande traffic officer oyuka twarabutunga ekitweka Rwenzoris amabinya mutasakania okwasya songa esahambangene na abawatambondo runde traffic officers abakabya okwasya checkpoints esitisya mutina muma hano omakitweka Rwenzoris kukira muno hano mu district ya Kasese abojabo ukanabyoka bwikako wabero overloadinga wasangana driving yabero holukamu enyabere binyakamuherera omukono esyangu mibiri sisa amabinya ni mubwati iwe ukaherera ya traffic officer eya kasente na ukabi wote musango. That is part of corruption. Amata senda mbere nyakangana ati niwe uli receiving kasente yaku iwe uli kikirira yanga traffic officer na oyakana musango. It is part of corruption. Amabinya ni mukangania ati wamabarebye eukahambe bawako iwe uli abi ukaherera kasente aka traffic officer okuwewe na uli abi ukaka receiving anga traffic officer inyobusi mukabye imwamabiri committing a crime. Omuchono ale kutsebo omwashambaru hanu mwa district ya Kasese kukira muno ukatuke chikoro ngukaende bwere eshyamato kasekende syabereka kamana abasebezi babere bahate kamunge bitoke alakini akakamenya ati amwe hikali checkpoint obaninya biri hamwe abande nyabere bateka kwa board iwe ukabye ukariski ngo bumezi bwawo kwanya kwerebi ukayirera kutiye inje hano se wende bi ukanye hate ko moto kayiku wawo senende yenda amanya nubwate woto bwabe obwerebi ukahamba isimu yawo narebi ukatera uwe ibaranje utia ono abera hekanabe ibunga bakahambangana okubyeshyambaro hano omwihangiri Uganda kukira muno mwatitsweke Rwenzoris bakendebye ibakakuwetikaya kande omundu oyo amanya nimukangania ati abande nabande bakaenda mbere ebana muswera kandi amanya nimukangania ati bakahandeka aba police bakabye ibakaisunza a recommendation eriwe wa chairman awaye kubanza ikakangana ya endi omundu anutra makuhereri akabinya ndeke so abande nabande alanga hekabe nehitsi hyabo bakabya ebana nahyo esibangamenya afande twamata savye tukasuba okwasonga eye digital number plates hano omwihanga eri Uganda halemwe eshimotoka nishembani bubakabya ebawite esha number plates esiri unique. There are some cars here in Uganda that have unique number plates. I take an example, ukesanga na motoka, it has a number plate written on CD that is country diplomats. Wanairiku CD1, CD2, those cars, they represent sakabisika minisende mahanga yu akabinya otisha embassies here in Uganda. Now the question is, are they also going to be having digital number plates? Those special cars that have CD, CD1, CD2, CD4 number plates. Are they also going to have digital number plates here in Uganda?
Those the CDs. The CD stands for country diplomat.
Yes.
Those are the foreign people. Those are the diplomats already here.
Yes.
And I think those number plates, they're already digital.
Okay.
They have their unique features because those are the diplomats. Yes. They are protected. That's why if a counter diplomat vehicle knocks, because of that diplomacy that is having, yes. Maybe is representing a president of a certain country. Us as police officers, we are supposed to remove him, look for another vehicle, take him in that safe place. As we are driving, when you see these counter diplomat vehicles, see these. As other drivers, let us respect him. Let us give him that diplomacy that he's having. Because most especially you find it's, let me say like the president of Cameroon. Yes. Then as you are saying, you have different number plates. You can having a Congolese since we are near the border. You find the Congo. number plates are being driven here. If someone is driving a Congolese number plate in Uganda, you don't stop him.
Okay.
But what he does, he pays our tax. That is called it road use.
Okay.
As long as I stop you, the first question, I check for your permit, then I check for the road use. That paper. Have you paid our tax for using our road? Are you supposed to be here? If you want to buy it and be here for 10 years, you buy it. But even after 3 months, make sure you go back to URA, pay our tax, and we collect that revenue. Because we are we help, you use each other, we help each other.
Yes.
You cannot say that, no, in Uganda we are going to have only Ugandan number plates. That these people who are passing through, but as long as they are passing through and they are having foreign number plates, they are supposed to pay that tax. Okay. Road user.
Okay. Yes, omusamaliri awaichenemba echerenzori TV. Omihanga muno ganashya bande mukanabye muno muraba okushombaro emwasangana ko eshangumbali senako esho namba okulinga CD ikabi ka represent ka country diplomats esakabi amabakungu eribi bakarwa mu mahanga weisha afanda mayenda mbere nyani mukangania atiesho atukabwira hano beka eshamatokesho esha number plates yabo sere digital kadema binyani mutasekangania ende ukanasangana ngokutuhererenie omutano owe erihanga eri Congo ukabanesha motoka esinane sinano mu ihanga eri Uganda kukera muno amaenda omubukonzo west constituency ukasangana esha motoka esha Congo esene okwa mutaka owe erihanga leno eri Uganda amanyani mukangania ati esha motoka ngeshu esha esakabisiri mu ihanga eri Uganda banawite omusoro bakatuha owe kakangana ya ende banatwalare bavugira okushamba rusha Uganda bamabye isibatetuha aravugira okushamba rusha Uganda naro nabo bakabya iba mwatwabiraero kande nga traffic officers abali mu ihanga lino Uganda bakabya ibakendi babuleetia ongo nendo oyo amabenya kabaraira aribya ebakavugira okushanzera esiri ihanga lino Uganda. Afande, as we still continue with this discussion of number plates in Uganda here. Now, you said for the motor vehicle, someone is required to pay 150,000.
A motor vehicle?
A motor vehicle. How possible is
for
this
the replacement?
For the replacement? Explain more about that also.
Now, to acquire that digital number plate, what is required?
Yes.
It's a national ID. You must be a Ugandan, you must be having a national ID, so that we are put in our database.
Yes.
That's why in Uganda here, you cannot do anything minus a national ID. Your national ID, your driving permit, and your passport, all those things must be having, it must be following. If you have Nwajira Imi on my national ID, then on my driving permit you find Nwajira Imi Masereka, those are two different people.
Yes.
Let us be systematic. But now you find you must be having a national ID, which correlates with, that's why you go, someone is going to replace his permit. They say that, no, you are not the one. Find your permit is just from the system. Because of the national ID, find like, I'm Masereka, Emma, another name, then on this one I have this name. You must be having a national ID, and you must be having a TIN, tax identification number. That TIN, that's when I was telling you, like now, I've registered my vehicle. That's why I was encouraging people to transfer their vehicles into their names. And failing to transfer ownership is an offense in Uganda. That's why you'll find the government will be punishing Masereka, who died 5 years ago, when the car is being owned by the son and it's not in the system. And once you are got, you'd be charged for failing to transfer ownership, and that vehicle will be confiscated until you transfer that vehicle into your names. I would encourage a TIN. Everyone must be having a TIN. Is there anyone in Uganda who doesn't pay tax? An average Ugandan?
Not really.
If you had purchased a motorcycle, you are purchasing this, they have brought these things of increase. Let us have that TIN. Let us, as long as we pay a TIN, these things of saying no. What you do, we have someone who studied in our family. Let him be the one to buy for me a vehicle in the company. As I've told you, we no longer have logbooks. What we have these digital logbooks. Someone will go and get a loan. For you, are driving a vehicle in Kasese. I bought for you a vehicle in Kampala. I stay in Kampala, you stay in Kasese. I'll go to Stanbic, take a logbook. on my email, because I can log in and access their logbooks.
Yes.
It's still in the names of Nwajira email. I have also my national ID. Everything is in my names. Everyone knows that that vehicle belongs to who? To Nwajira. I'll go and get it on, they caveat the logbook on the system.
Yes.
When you read this, they call it Abanyondo, these people who always correct. You'll see a vehicle being pulled and start saying, me, I've never got a loan.
Yes.
But when you go into the system, they will say that vehicle is not yours. It's being owned by Nwajira, who is in Kampala. He took a loan and he's not paying. And once you go to report, the only thing to identify ownership is logbook. When you go to report in this ID, but they stole my vehicle, the first thing the CID officers will ask, can you prove that this vehicle belongs to you? Proof of ownership. It's a logbook.
Yes.
This indagano that you'll be having, these things will be overturned and you find that you are losing. Let us make sure that we transfer these vehicles, these motorcycles into our names.
Umusamaliri hawa chinemba Rwenzoris TV omu studio nga chinemu na Regional Traffic Officer akenda mbere akatusoborera okwa mwasu owa digital number plates ungwa kendibye nyakawetika yachi abo bakavuga eshangumbali kanarangerende bamabye ibakari dusinga runderikehya okwabeseda ebyaberebye bakatsuka okushomba ruhano omihanga eri Uganda kande amatasenda mbere nyani mukangania atabanetru wamabye iukaisunza erwora motoka warangera wote amena woyo oyire binyaka kure yayo amabya mwamakora transfer eriha amena awoyo ire kureria erusubyayo omwamena okuwawo atechu chikendi bichika kwetikaya alakini utatakora echu ukabya ukakolera bosa kandi amabinya ni mukangania atyango lyobola mundu nyanya nawo te tin number unawo te national ID ati chendu chika kwetikaya ukaurachi amotoka alakini bishebi wa mabisuve wet ngomusamalirwe chenembe Rwenzoris TV ngaba bawoteshe motoka nasi abantu bo makasesemo hano abwana afande they own cars, they have cars, but you find ndio mundu aberora motoka 5 years back bitwasangana amena okuwewe ishali kwa bipopure bimotoka eyo ebechene omwamena wole iwe mureya.
Let me tell the listeners.
Yes.
Can't you see, if I'm going to still stand big, that must be a planned thing. Me, I will come here, hire a vehicle from this special hires. I say, no, you man, I'm reaching Kahender, but I want a self-drive. Now to convince investigators, after going to Kahender, I come back and I still stand big. What I will do, I will leave the vehicle there. After leaving the vehicle, me, I will travel to Masaka. But now our investigation will be based on, because it's an exhibit that we found at the scene. After going to URA will tell me this vehicle always belongs to Masereka. When I get to Masereka, I will ask him, who is your driver? The first question I will ask, who was driving this vehicle at the time of an accident, of hit and run accident? Who was driving this vehicle at the time when this vehicle was dumped or dropped and left at Stanbic, when the money was taken? Before you give a vehicle or your motorcycle to a certain person, first pick his particulars. What are his particulars? I'm not saying that you should drive a vehicle and own it every time you should be there. Pick his particulars. What are his particulars? Pick his national IDs, pick his permit. So that in case of any incident, the police or the CID or the traffic officers have where to start from.
Yes.
That's why if someone, like now I've given my lorry to a person to drive it, he goes and causes an accident. After causes an accident, he disappears. He disappears, he drops the vehicle there and goes. You, the owner, you have to come to police and look for the vehicle. We always give you, there is a police code, Police Form 36, which we give you to go and look for your driver. The government is asking the owner of the vehicle to bring, because that person is your employee. You are the one who employs him, you are the one who knows him.
Yes.
If you fail to produce, that person has disappeared, maybe has hidden somewhere, you must give us details, let me say the national ID and his permit, so that we are able to trace for that person. If you are to block him from the system, because per now with the national IDs, you can know the village where he comes from, you can know where he stays, you can know his next of kin by using the system. If you don't have those things and you have left your vehicle or it's an accident, you, the owner, will be charged for failing to keep records of your employee. Or even I can say, no, I'm suspecting to be you the one who has been driving that vehicle. As we are giving these people our vehicles, let us remain with something. If it's Masereka going to take my vehicle, if it's Masereka going to drive my taxi, let me have his documents, his national ID, his driving permit. There will be helping the government, or you'll be helping police in the investigation in case of any problem.
Okay. Yeah, wasinja omusamaliri owechenemba Rwenzoris TV oma studios ngachenemo na regional traffic officer omushakuru Emmanuel akaenda mbere nerutukangania okwa shasonga esikahambangana no kwa byangenda hano mihanga eri Uganda digital number plates eribya esyaberenda mbere na ribisakatekebawa okwa shangubali esi mihanga leno eri Uganda Kenya nimukangania ati esyangumbali ngesya government eserekwesya number plate ngo kuli UG hayimanesha private cars esereku UBA UB what nashu sekendi endambere na revia esaka vya digital narukande kino kikendi bikikaki haya okwabeseda ebyaberevia ebekatsuka hano omwihanga eri Uganda bwana afande now Uganda has the best laws here. And government introduced this system of installing digital number plates on all cars in Uganda. I don't know whether this will work because Ugandans are very stubborn. This may even take long and government can even forget about this digital stuff, which requires money because 150,000 and 50,000 for motorcycle.
That is a replacement.
It is a lot of money.
No, the thing is, I said it's a gradual process. There is no person now who can go to get a vehicle in a new bond and get that old number plate. That's one of the strategies. Meaning that we shall phase them out. As long as you go to buy, you must be having that number plate. Then you have known the advantages. If you can afford to put in an alarm of 200,000 in your vehicle so that it's not stolen. If you can afford to get a tracker of 200,000 so that your vehicle is secured, how will you fail to get that 50,000 for replacement or 150 for replacement? I think as our government is being lenient and I think they have subsidized so much so that we can get those services. I don't think that it will go with the process. We shall appreciate it. People have been telling me, that number is long. Yes. It has a long things. We cannot get them. But with time, we shall get used and get somewhere. You note it somewhere. That's why I encourage every Ugandan at least to be having a pen and a notebook. As we are moving, on average, you have your notebook and a pen somewhere. In case of anything, you keep that thing there.
Okay. Wasinja omusamaliri awachenemba Rwenzoris TV eribya uchina tukwamire hano okwachenemba tukaenda tukakania okwasonga esiticha mutina muma kundibwa ebyo bwerende hano okwashamba rushe Uganda kikabya eni kindu kyamani kundibwa abeseda ebibya beribya ebikabya benane kino mukyabye kikaleka president erikwa makwamana neriti weri abandu bukuwewe omwihanga lene Uganda mwabinyaka rwayo akakora state of nation address omwaka w'ishangu 2021 mwabinyaka rwayo mwabinyaka hetana iyungo mwebembete abandu amabwatiye abandu bayisibanga kwa mikyabye bakitibwa bati mwamerengo eyita bya eyikaminyera wandeke kino mukikanabya ekikaleka kandi mukyakikaleke government iyabya ikarwene rikuta narangerende babye ebakalata engola eya digital number plates neribi bakata kasho okwashagumbali eserahano omwihangeri Uganda ngomulengo muma owerebye ibakakendeza ya okusha crime rates hayimana road accidents esikakira mono erebya sakahatsuka hano omwihanga eri Uganda. Afande now chikaminyisa yende how about now the cars esya as a police because ngachenarangeraku our usual numbers. Why are they not also digitalized as for now?
I'm telling you, it's a process. It has been a process and it's still going on. If you go to Kampala, or if you are still around those cars that comes from Kampala to bring some certain things here in Kasese, most of them are already registered.
Okay.
Most of those police vehicles, like in Kampala, they are already registered with the digital number plates. Most of the government vehicles, as you are passing around, you will see them with those digital number plates. It's a process which they are phasing out slowly. Even with our vehicles from up countries will be taken to Kampala and they are registered. I think they must have been already put in an order. It's a process which you can do because we have very many vehicles. Even the global security may not have a capacity of saying you bring them at once and register them at once.
Yes.
It will take a process, and that process, after that process, you will find all Ugandans vehicles are having number plates. That's how we shifted from the series of these big number plates. When we started the digital, then they brought UBA, UAS.
Yes.
But per now, how many vehicles do you steal with these big number plates? They've been phased out slowly. Even though they are like 2 or 3, but he will drive it from his home. When you reach on the road, you'll find he's working like here, Kahendero Road. Kahendero Road. Because once he's got, you always bring the vehicle, put it at the station, inspect it, and encourage him to register it. Because that vehicle is not in the system.
Wasinja omusamaliri awaichenemba Rwenzoris TV omu studios ngachenemu nomushakuru Emmanuel akatusoborera okwasha songesa ambangene nokwasha digital number plates eshaberebya esinimwenda ndaresa hano naretekebwa okushengumbali esera hano mwihangiri Uganda ngomulango muma owerebya ibaka kihaya okwasha accidents eshaberebya esakahatsuka Kenya nimukangania ati oyo wangabya inyakendi delaying omwe kwa mwani endeka eye government eno eyarangerende bama replacinga esha number eshembiaka eshanguru na replacinga shu na esha number eshembiaka sire digital ende bonubo butuku obwerangerende ukabye ukanguha na ribya nawo ukaregisteringa motoka ikuwawo omwa okwa retakayo omwanamba eyiri digital ngomulengo muma oweribya etukakihaya abeseda ebyaberebya bekahatsuka hano omwihanga eri Uganda. Bwana afande ingachene okwa kasonga akere akabarume abakabya okwa shambaru your traffic officers, some of them.
Yes.
Is there any law that prohibits them from accepting overloading? You find a car is coming, it is overloaded, but an afande in his attire, well dressed, the car will just pass.
That one, as I've told you, when we are on the road, when we are doing the traffic work, we are sampling. We sample the vehicles. I raise my arm, I stop a vehicle, I tell him stop here. I cannot say I'm going to check each and every vehicle that will pass at, I will cause an accident. That's why we observe the distance, see how the vehicles are coming, then we always stop. There are sometimes when you are also on the road and you see someone driving badly, like overtaking because he is having an excess, and what we always do, we register that vehicle, go and charge them in our books, we shall arrest them later. Because when you're on that road, the most important thing is safety. We want those people to reach very well where they are going. But when you are doing that traffic work like that thing, sometimes you find we are sampling. And unfortunately, I may have stopped the vehicle without an excess. Then this person uses a chance and bypasses. There are these people always who want, you see, he will go the other side because you know that his vehicle is a DMC. You'll wait for a lorry. When the lorry is passing, you will drive from bumper to bumper. Bumper to bumper. Because me, I'm seeing a lorry, I'm not seeing the small vehicle which is behind him. As me, I stop a lorry, this man will overtake and go. But once we see him, we charge him for failing to keep a distance and inconsiderate use of a motor vehicle, and that person can be arrested another time. Okay. Since we are run of time, there is I want to explain a few road signs which are in Kasese.
Yes.
And which these people, most of these people don't know. Kasese have been blessed. I think it's a district with the best roads.
Exactly.
I should say this. Even though you move in different these cities, Kasese, our roads were designed very well. There are these boxes where we see them in cross junctions.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Some people think that it's a draft.
True.
Others want to think that it's people for dancing from. These boxes where you are seeing them, those we have them in most of the T-junctions that we have in Kasese town. If you see that box, there is always a strong line before you reach that box. On all roads. That box, you are supposed to enter there when this box is free. If there is someone in the middle of that box, you who is coming from there here, you are supposed to stop on that line until that person exits. You are supposed to enter there when you can exit.
Okay.
If you have to go to Kampala, it's most especially it's in traffic lights. But in traffic lights, borders would not stop on these traffic lights after signaling them. They come and be here. If the vehicle, if the lights releases people who are coming from this side, they will come and find there is no people where they can exit from.
Yes.
But now, in those boxes, they act as traffic lights.
Oh.
Where they have not installed the traffic lights. It's showing you this is not a safe zone. Remember, someone is coming from this side, another one coming from this side, another one is coming from this side, another one coming from this side. To avoid collision in the middle, when you come, stop here, observe. Enter there only when it is free. That's why most of the time we have accidents in the junction, the T-junctions. That's why those people who have been designing that road, they put it as yellow, put a strong line here, put a strong line here, a strong line here, and strong line. So that you who is coming from this side, first stop on that strong line, observe the middle part of it. Is it free? Can I exit from there? This person who is coming from there, stop on that strong line, observe. So that there is no collision at the center. Okay. If I find you parked here, those border that there is a shade, and you are parked in the middle of those boxes, I would arrest you. There is a scenario here near Colin, near the mosque. Those boxes are near those people's shops. You find someone has come and parked in those yellow boxes. That's in no-go zone area to park or stand there. Because it's a design and an access that this anytime you can get an accident from there.
Okay. Ya omusamaliri owechenemba Rwenzoris TV afande amatasenda mbere nyanukangania ati district ya Kasese tuwitu muisa ati twakanabi nitututre eshamba rwisi wene umihangeri usiri Uganda amabinya ni mukangania eshamba rwese nusi yabiri himbibwa alere yukana hika okwanzero wasangana eha ekuna emunie eshaba otulinga to box yellow boxes ehiri painted in a color ya yellow amabwati wamabe ukavuge pichipichi rondo ulo motoka ukaro kwa side kwe yino yakaro kwa side kweri hanaho esha line strong lines atyango lokingiro mwa box yano iwamenya utu mwa box yano semole chendu cyose wamabere sangano mundu nyane murabo mwa box yeyo rundi pichi ne murabo mwa box yeyi na ukarwireria na ukabutukara beramu atu yakana musango atabe bodaboda ukasangana inyabiri parkinga omasha box yeyo ati amabiri kweyaho iwinyaka ebinyaka kutuna na rebinyaka kuteka omambo wa eseberayo. I think we are running out of time. I found I would wish to you to give us your last remarks in connection with the digital number plates in Uganda as we sign out.
Once again, let us embrace technology. Let us embrace development. When a new thing is coming, you see it as if they are disturbing you. Yes.
Yeah, true.
But as long as you see the advantages and the disadvantages, people have been buying those secret buttons to put in their vehicle so that they don't steal them. They are buying 500, 700. Now the government are saying, no, we are here. We are bringing something that will help you to secure your property. I would encourage Ugandans, not even people of Kasese. Let us embrace the technology. These people who are thinking for us, they are good thinkers. The person who said no, we need a digital number plate.
Yes.
And even it's one way of the government is cost cutting. Rather than deploying 100 police officers on the road, you go to Dubai, you will not find any traffic officers on the road. What they are doing now, they're in the studio like the way I'm here, using the camera to see the person who has committed an offense.
Yes.
If you have committed an offense, everyone has a TIN number, everyone has an account. As long as you are there, I press. You will see the enforcers coming next time, they arrest your vehicle, we are demanding you 6 million out of EPS penalty tickets.
Yes.
And that thing will instill discipline in people. That person who have been saying that there is a bribe, I will see whether you will stop and give the 10,000 to that camera. There is no way, you don't have anything. I remain Assistant Superintendent of Police, Nwajira Emi, Regional Traffic Officer, Kasese. In case of anything, my number is 770-0770-671811. Airtel 0701-511696. Call at any time, at any place. But the problem, even at night, even at 5. But let us call for traffic-related things or any police work. But people are funny. At around 3 or 4, someone will call. Ori wrote, nani nkuramusiaho? Shaik minemu, nani nkuramusiaho? Ninga nanyenda kure namba yo yero. One of the number here, how you call it during the day, I would accept to see whether the lamp is there. Yeah. But at night, let us call for emergencies.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Uro musamalire mubuya owechenemba Rwenzoris TV dakika ya mabere byanguma eyamaraba omasa ini eshekiru kyemunabwire ngende kusaba endoleke ngakolekera hano neku nawangabya ukata sakora ebyukakora ngarwe kikama Yusuf oyura akakutwara omu program eno eyebwa Rwenzoris ngende bwende kayingo abye enyakabalanda musyale bora.